Hello, my wonderful friend. Welcome to the VUS Learning English podcast. My name is Anna. It is so nice to have you here with me today. This podcast is a special place. It is a quiet place to relax and to learn English. We learn together, slowly. It's okay to go slowly. Learning is a journey, not a race. So find a comfortable place. Maybe sit down. Or maybe you are walking. That is nice too. Just breathe and listen. This is a great way to practice your English. Just listening. This is good English listening practice. It can help you learn English easily. Today, we are going to talk about something interesting. We will talk about power. But maybe a different kind of power. Not loud power. Not angry power. We will talk about quiet power. The power of being calm. It is a very beautiful and strong kind of power. It's a secret power, you know. Before we start, I have a little question for you. Where are you listening from? I love to imagine all the different places. Maybe you are in a big city or a small town. Maybe you are in the mountains or near the ocean. The world is so big and beautiful. It makes me happy to think we are all connected. Learning English together from all around the world. If you want, you can tell me in the comments. I would love to know. And if you like our podcast, please remember to follow or subscribe. It helps other English learners find us. It helps our little community grow. Thank you for that. It means a lot to me. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin our talk for today. Let's talk about the calm person, the quiet person, and their secret strength. Imagine a room. In this room, people are arguing. It is a difficult moment. The energy in the room is not calm. It is tense. You can feel it. One person is very loud. Their voice is booming. They are talking a lot. Their face is red. They are moving their hands. They look angry. They have a lot of aggressive energy. Now I have a question. Who looks like the strongest person in the room? Who has the most power? Many of us would look at the loud person. We might think, wow, that person is so strong. Their anger is so powerful. We often believe that noise is strength. We think the loudest person is the one in charge, the one with the power. But today I want to share a different idea. Maybe this is not true. Maybe we are wrong about this. It is a trap that our minds can fall into. The loud person is not the most powerful. They are the most predictable. You can guess what they will do next. Their anger is not a sign of strength. It is a sign that they have lost control. They cannot control their feelings. Their feelings are controlling them. They are like a big storm. A storm is loud. A storm is scary. But a storm is also chaotic. It has no plan. It just moves around, breaking things. And after some time, the storm gets tired. It runs out of energy. It destroys itself. The loud person is like this storm, full of energy for a short time, but it does not last. Now let's look at that room again. The room with the argument. Look for another person. There is someone else in that room. This person is quiet. They are not shouting. Maybe they are not talking at all. Or if they are talking, their voice is calm. It is even. It is soft. Look at their body. Their body is relaxed, but they look strong, solid, like a tree. This person is not reacting to the chaos. They are not getting angry. They are conserving it. They are waiting for the right moment, the perfect moment to speak, or the perfect moment to act. And when they act, it will be powerful. It will be efficient. It will change everything. This is not just a nice idea. It is a real strategy for life. It is a way to win, not by shouting, but by being smart and being calm. Many great thinkers and warriors in history knew this. They understood this secret. There was one man, especially, a samurai from Japan, a warrior who was never defeated. He fought in about 60 duels. These were life or death fights, and he won every single time. His whole life was built on this idea, the idea of quiet power. He knew that real danger does not shout. It does not make a big scene. Real danger waits. It watches, and it wins. How? Not by being stronger than the other person, but by letting the other person defeat themselves. Letting their own anger, their own chaos become their enemy. This is the secret of quiet power. And it is something we can all learn. We can all practice this in our own lives. It is a skill for everyone. So why do we like loudness so much? Why does it get our attention? In nature, it makes sense. The animal with the loudest roar is often the biggest, the strongest, the apex predator. So our brains learn this. Loud equals strong. And in our world today, there is so much noise. Everywhere we go, on TV, on the internet, people who shout the loudest get the most attention. And we often mix up attention with power. We think if someone is getting a lot of attention, they must be right. They must be in charge. Think about an argument you have seen. Maybe one person interrupts the other. They talk over them. They use their anger like a tool, like a weapon. And for a moment, it looks like they are in control. It looks like they are winning. But what is really happening? What are we really seeing? Let's look deeper. From a psychological view, this kind of big, explosive anger is often a sign of feeling powerless. It's a surprise, right? It looks like power, but it comes from a feeling of no power. It is a defense, a way to protect yourself when you feel weak. It happens when someone feels like nobody is listening to them, or they feel disrespected, or trapped, like they have no other choice. Think about an animal that is trapped in a corner. It will hiss, it will growl, it makes a lot of noise. Is this a sign of dominance? Of being in charge? No. It is a sign of fear. It is a sign of desperation. The animal is scared. The loud person in an argument is like that cornered animal. They are broadcasting all their feelings to everyone. They are showing their emotional cards. Everyone can see them. Their anger shows their weaknesses. It shows their insecurities. It shows exactly what bothers them. Every angry word they shout is a piece of information. Information about how their mind works. They are giving it away for free. They are an open book. Easy to read, easy to understand, and easy to predict. This is a very big mistake in any conflict. The moment you let your emotions take over completely, your thinking brain turns off. The logical part of your brain cannot work. There's a part of our brain for logic and planning. It is called the prefrontal cortex. But when we are very angry or scared, this part gets flooded. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline take over. Some psychologists call this an amygdala hijack. The amygdala is a very old part of our brain. Its job is to detect danger. It's like an emergency button. When it feels danger, it slams the button, and our body goes into a fight or flight state. We are ready to fight or ready to run away. In this state, our thinking is very simple. It is primitive. It is reactive. We are not thinking clearly anymore. We are not playing a smart game like chess. We are just swinging a club, wildly, without a plan. The calm person is different. The calm person avoids this hijack. They stay in their thinking brain. Their prefrontal cortex is still working, while the loud person is lost in their own inner chaos. The calm person has mental clarity. They can see the whole picture, the whole battlefield. They see the emotions in the room. They see the weak arguments. They see the mistakes the loud person is making with every angry shout. They are not fighting the storm. They are the lighthouse, standing strong, not shaken by the waves, watching the chaos from a safe, stable place. Here's another way to think about it. An angry person is like a raging fire. A big fire is impressive. It is intimidating. It burns things, but it has no direction. It has no plan. It just burns. And after some time, it burns itself out. It needs more wood, more fuel to keep going. Without fuel, it turns to ash. It disappears. Now, think of a calm person. A calm person is like deep water. On the surface, the water might look still, quiet. But underneath, there is immense power, quiet power. The water can take the heat from the fire, but it does not boil over. It stays cool. And over a long time, water can change anything. It can wear down the strongest rock. Not with one big explosion, but with steady, focused pressure. Day after day, year after year. The fire makes a lot of noise. But in the end, the water decides the shape of the land. The water has the real, lasting power. This is the trap of the loud person. They think the fight is a performance. They think they can win with big, aggressive actions. They hope to scare the other person. They want the other person to back down. But a truly dangerous opponent does not get scared. They do not believe the performance. They just wait. They watch. They wait for the loud person to get tired, to make a mistake, to show a weakness. The illusion of loudness is that it looks like winning, but really it is just the first step toward losing. Now let's talk more about that amazing samurai, the master of calm. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. He lived in Japan in the 17th century. He was a swordsman, a philosopher, and an artist. He was much more than just a fighter. He was a master of the human mind. He was a ronin. That means he was a samurai with no master. He traveled all over Japan. He practiced his skills with the sword. But he also practiced the art of strategy, the art of the mind. And his record is incredible. He fought in about 60 duels. And he never lost. Not even once. What was his secret? It was not just his strength. It was not just his skill with a sword. Of course, he was strong and skillful, but his real weapon was his mind. He had a very deep understanding of psychology. He knew how people think and feel. He knew that a duel is not won with the last hit. It is won in the moments before the fight. Maybe even hours or days before. He was a master at making his opponents feel unbalanced. He could turn their own emotions against them, their anger, their pride, their fear. He used these feelings as weapons. His most famous duel is a perfect example. It is a master class in dangerous calm. His opponent was a man named Sasaki Kojiro. Sasaki Kojiro was a brilliant swordsman. He was very famous. They called him the Demon of the Western Provinces. He was known for his special sword. It was a very long sword, and he had a special move. A very fast attack called the Turning Swallow Cut. He was proud. He was disciplined. He had traditional training. He was a top-level expert. Their duel was a huge event. Everyone in the country was talking about it. It was set to happen on a small, remote island, Ganryu Island. On the day of the duel, Kojiro arrived early. He was perfectly dressed. He was ready. He sat on the beach and meditated. He was calming his mind. He wanted to be in a state of perfect readiness, perfect focus. But Miyamoto Musashi did not show up. An hour passed. Kojiro waited. Then 2 hours passed. He was still waiting. The sun was hot. The officials were getting nervous. And Kojiro's perfect calm started to break. He started to feel frustrated, then annoyed, then angry. This was Musashi's plan. This was his first move. It was a psychological attack, an attack from miles away. He deliberately, intentionally decided to be late. He knew Kojiro was a proud and disciplined man. Being on time was very important in the samurai code. Musashi's lateness was a huge insult. It was designed to make Kojiro angry, to fill his mind with rage and frustration. While Kojiro was on the beach getting angrier and angrier, his focus was dissolving. Musashi was on a boat, and he was calm. He was carving a new weapon. He took a spare oar from the boat, a piece of wood, and he shaped it into a long wooden sword. He did something very clever. He made his wooden sword a little bit longer than Kojiro's famous longsword. This was another psychological move. Kojiro's biggest advantage was the length of his sword, his reach. Musashi was preparing to turn that advantage against him. Finally, after 3 hours, Musashi arrived. He stepped onto the shore. He did not look like a great samurai. He looked messy. His hair was untidy, and he was carrying a rough, crude wooden oar. Not a beautiful, sharp sword. Kojiro was furious. He was boiling with rage. His calm mind was gone. It was replaced by a storm of anger. He was so angry, he pulled out his amazing sword, and he threw the scabbard, the cover for the sword, into the ocean. This was a gesture. It meant, I will not need this again because I will win this fight. It was a very dramatic and proud action. Legend says that Musashi looked at him, and he said something very quietly. He said, "If you have no more use for your scabbard, you are already dead." That one soft sentence was the final blow. It shattered Kojiro's composure. He was completely blinded by rage. He was so angry, he forgot the rules. He skipped the customary bow. He just charged. He attacked with his famous swallow cut, the move that had defeated so many other fighters. But this time, the attack was fueled by anger. It was predictable. It did not have the clarity of a calm mind. It was just a wild swing. Musashi was calm. He was watching. He was waiting for this exact move. He had anticipated it. He easily dodged the attack. He stepped to the side. Now Kojiro was off balance. He had put all his energy into that one angry attack, and it missed. In that one moment of weakness, Musashi acted. He brought his heavy wooden oar down. One single, precise, powerful strike. It hit Kojiro on the head, and the duel was over. It was over in an instant. The greatest swordsman of the time was defeated, but he was not defeated by a better sword. He was not defeated by a faster move. He was defeated by his own anger. Musashi did not just win a sword fight. He created a total psychological collapse in his opponent. He used Kojiro's own feelings against him. He used his pride. He used his discipline. He used his rage. These were the tools that defeated Kojiro. Musashi stayed calm. He stayed observant. He stayed focused. He let his opponent's inner storm grow and grow, until it created a fatal mistake. And then, only then, did he act. This is the heart of dangerous calm. It is the power to stay still while your enemy is lost in chaos, and to use their chaos to win. It's a deep lesson. It shows us that how we manage our mind is the most important skill. This is a wonderful thing to learn for our English speaking practice too. When we are calm, we can speak more clearly. So how did Musashi do it? How did he become so calm, so unshakable? It was not just his personality. It was not something he was born with. It was the result of practice, a deep, lifelong practice, a philosophical and spiritual practice. Musashi was a student of Zen Buddhism and Taoism. These are ancient philosophies. His way of fighting came directly from his spiritual discipline. He learned to control his mind. Just before he died, in the year 1645, he wrote down his philosophy. He wrote 21 principles for life. He called it the Dokodo. This means the path of aloneness, or the way of walking alone. These principles show us the source of his power. They show us how he built his inner fortress of calm. The main idea in Musashi's philosophy is non-attachment. This is a very big and beautiful idea. What does it mean? It means not holding on too tightly to things, or to feelings, or to ideas. Some of his principles show this idea clearly. One principle is, accept everything just the way it is. This is about acceptance, not fighting with reality, just accepting what is happening. Another principle is, Be detached from desire your whole life long. This means not letting your wants and desires control you. It is a kind of mental freedom, a radical freedom. Musashi trained himself to be okay with things he could not control. Things like fame, or what other people thought of him, or even the fear of death. He did not let these things disturb his mind. For him, emotions were like clouds in the sky. They come, they stay for a while, and then they go. They are temporary. He learned to watch them, but not to become them. For example, the feeling of anger might come, but he would not say, "I am angry." He would think, "I notice the feeling of anger." He was the sky. The anger was just a cloud passing through. The sky is always there. The clouds are always changing. You are the sky. This is a state that Zen masters call mushin. It means no mind. It does not mean an empty mind. It means a mind that is fluid, like water. It is a mind that is not stuck on any one thought or any one emotion. So it is open to everything. It is completely present. In this state of mushin, there is no big ego to defend. So if someone insults you, it does not hurt. There is no pride to be wounded. There is no fear to stop you. When an opponent insulted Musashi, he did not take it personally. He did not feel hurt or angry. He saw it as information, as data. The insult told him something about his opponent. It told him about their emotional state. It told him about their strategy. It showed him where they were weak. He was not reacting to the insult. He was analyzing the information it contained. This is very, very smart. Another one of his principles helps us understand this. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. What a beautiful idea. Think lightly of yourself. This means making your ego smaller, not thinking about me all the time. When you shrink the importance of your own ego, you can see the world more clearly. You can see other people more clearly. A person with a big ego is an easy target. Their ego is sensitive. If you say something about their honor, they get angry. They react emotionally. If they are afraid of losing, their ego is in danger. So they get desperate. They make mistakes. Musashi's practice was to make his ego so light, so small, that it gave his opponents nothing to attack. There was no target. Another key principle is this: do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. A partial feeling. What does that mean? It means an impulse, a sudden urge, an emotion that you have not processed, a reaction that comes from the old primitive part of the brain. To trust that feeling is to give up control. You let your basic instincts take over. Musashi trained himself to act only from a place of wholeness, a place of certainty, a state of mind that comes from calm observation, not from a sudden emotional spasm. He waited until his mind was clear and whole. This whole philosophy created a warrior who was completely in the present moment. He did not think too much about the past. One of his rules was, do not regret what you have done. And he did not worry about the future. Another rule was, Do not fear death. Because he was free from the past and the future, he could live entirely in the now, in this present moment. And in the present moment, his perception was extraordinary. He could see everything so clearly. He could see his opponent's moves, not just as they were happening, but he could feel them before they happened. He could sense the small changes in their body, the way they shifted their weight. He could see the look in their eyes, the tiny flicker of intention. He could hear the small change in their breathing that signaled an attack. So Musashi's power was not made in a fire. It was not forged like a sword. It was created in the quiet of his own mind. He mastered the art of detachment. He learned to separate himself from his thoughts and emotions. This allowed him to be a pure instrument of strategy, a pure instrument of action. That was the true source of his power. It is not that he had no emotions. He was human. Of course he had emotions, but he was not a slave to them. He was their master, and from this mastery he built a way to win any fight, a way that is still powerful for us today. This is a great lesson for our own lives, and it's a good way to learn how to learn English. With calm, patient practice. Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy is not just an old story, it is a practical guide, a system for mastering yourself in any situation. And the amazing thing is, modern science has confirmed his ideas. Psychology and neuroscience show us that his principles work. They give us a clear blueprint, a map for developing our own dangerous calm. We can break down his system into 4 main ideas. Let's call them the 4 pillars of dangerous calm. If you can learn and practice these 4 pillars, you can master yourself. You can turn any difficult situation into a win. A difficult conversation in the office, a tense argument at home, a big, important negotiation. These pillars can help you. Are you ready to learn them? Let's go through them one by one. Slowly. The first pillar is emotional distance. This is the most important one. It is the foundation. Emotional distance. It means creating a little space between you and your feelings. It is the difference between being a feeling and observing a feeling. Let me explain. When someone says something that makes you angry, what happens? The untrained mind immediately says, I am angry. You have become one with the emotion. The anger is you, and you are the anger. And now, the anger controls you. The trained mind does something different. The trained mind says, I notice the feeling of anger arising in me. Do you hear the difference? I am angry versus I notice the feeling of anger. That small change in words is a huge change in your mind. It moves you from being a participant in the storm to being an observer of the storm. You are no longer the storm itself. You are the scientist watching the storm from a safe place. You are separate from it. This simple act of labeling your emotion is a very powerful tool. Neuroscientists have studied this. They looked at people's brains using scans. And they found that when you put a name on a feeling, When you just say to yourself, this is frustration or this is anxiety, something amazing happens in your brain. It activates your thinking brain, your prefrontal cortex, and at the same time, it calms down your emotional brain, your amygdala. It quiets the alarm system. You are literally using your higher, smarter brain to calm your lower, more primitive brain. It is a wonderful skill. This is what Musashi did. When his opponent tried to make him angry with insults, he did not see an insult. He saw data. He saw information. The other person's anger told him that they were losing control. By observing his own feelings without getting lost in them, he kept his mind clear. He kept his strategic advantage. So, how can you practice this? It is a skill you can build, like a muscle. The next time you're in a difficult conversation, or you feel a surge of road rage when you are driving, just pause for 1 second before you react, before you say or do anything. Take one mental step back and just label the feeling silently in your own mind. Say to yourself, there's irritation. Or, I am noticing a lot of defensiveness right now. Don't judge the feeling. Don't tell yourself it is bad. Don't try to push it away. Just acknowledge it. See it. Hello, anger. I see you are here. This simple step creates that crucial distance. Another great technique for this is called the gray rock method. Some people, try to get a reaction from you. They thrive on drama. They want to make you angry or sad. Your emotional reaction is their fuel. The gray rock method is about becoming boring. As boring and unresponsive as a small gray rock. You give them nothing. No emotional reaction. You can give short, neutral answers like, I see, or, okay, or, I will think about that. Your voice is calm and flat. Your face is neutral. This starves them of the drama they want. It's like they are a fire and you are not giving them any wood. The fire goes out. They almost always get bored and move on to an easier target. This is the modern way to do what Musashi did. You let the insults and provocations just fall to the ground. You refuse to play their game. You refuse to fight on their terms. And in that quiet space you create, you keep all of your power. The second pillar is anticipatory awareness. That sounds like a big phrase. Let's make it simple. It means thinking ahead. It means foresight. A calm person is not often surprised by a conflict. Why? Because they have already thought about it. They have played it out in their mind. Musashi was known for this. He studied his opponents very carefully. He would learn about their personality. What kind of person are they? Proud? Fearful? He would learn their favorite moves, their special techniques. He would study their past fights. He was not just preparing to fight a person, he was preparing to fight their patterns, their habits. He was learning to see 5 moves ahead. He was playing chess while they were just preparing for a simple fight. Most human behavior is very predictable, especially when people are under pressure. When we are stressed, we fall back on our old habits, our old patterns. We do the same things again and again. A person who is always critical will find something to criticize. A person who is insecure will get defensive very easily. A person who is a narcissist will always make the conversation about themselves. These are patterns. They are predictable. Anticipatory awareness is the skill of seeing these patterns and preparing for them before they even happen. So before you go into a difficult situation, maybe a tough meeting with your boss, or a performance review, or even a tense family dinner, take a few minutes before you go. Just be alone and think. Run a little pre-mortem. A pre-mortem is when you think about what could go wrong before it does. Ask yourself a few simple questions. What is the other person probably feeling? What do they really want from this conversation? What are they afraid of? And then, what are the top 3 ways they will probably react? How will they behave? When you do this, you create a mental map of the conversation. You are not walking into the room blind anymore. You have a map. Then, during the conversation, when the other person does one of the things you predicted, you are not surprised. You're not emotionally shocked. Instead, a calm part of your brain just thinks, there it is. That's response number 2. I knew this might happen. I am ready for this. Scientists have found that a stress that we expect is much less damaging than a sudden surprise stress. When we are ready for it, it has less power over us. This is the same idea that hostage negotiators use. They spend hours and hours creating a profile of a person to predict their every move. This keeps them calm and in control. When you have this map, you are not just reacting in the moment. You are following a plan, a strategy that you prepared before. You have taken the chaos out of the situation. You have made the unpredictable predictable. You are not just getting hit by the storm. You are the one who already mapped the storm's path. You have power. The third pillar is the most physical one, and it is a tool you can use anytime, anywhere. It is your breath. Strategic breathing. Your mind and your body are not separate things. They are one system. They are deeply connected. When your mind feels stressed or threatened, your body reacts instantly. Your heart starts beating faster. Your muscles get tight, and your breathing becomes shallow and quick. This is your nervous system going into fight or flight mode. The alarm bell is ringing, but here is the secret. This connection goes both ways. You can use your body to control your mind. By consciously, intentionally controlling your body, you can send a message of safety back to your brain. And the fastest way to do that is with your breath. Musashi knew this. He didn't know the modern science, but he knew from observation. He noticed that an opponent's shallow, fast breathing was a clear sign of fear, or a sign that they were about to attack. He knew that controlling your breath was the key to controlling your mind. He mastered his own breath. He could keep his body in a calm, relaxed state, even in the middle of a fight to the death. This gave him a huge advantage. Modern science now explains how this works. There is a very large nerve in your body called the vagus nerve. It runs all the way from your brain down to your stomach. It connects to your heart and your lungs along the way. It is like a communication highway between your brain and your body. When you breathe out slowly, you stimulate this vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve acts like a brake for your stress response. It sends a powerful signal up to your brain that says, everything is okay. We are safe. And your brain listens. It immediately starts to lower your heart rate. It stops the flood of stress hormones, and it brings your thinking brain, your rational mind, back online. The best way to do this is with a very simple breathing pattern, a 4-6 breathing pattern. You can do it anywhere, and no one will even notice. When you feel triggered, when you feel that rush of anger or anxiety, before you say a word, before you do anything, just do this. First, breathe in quietly through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, breathe out slowly and gently through your mouth for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The most important part is making the exhale, the breath out, longer than the inhale, the breath in. That long exhale is what really activates the calming response. Just do this 2 or 3 times. That's all it takes. It can stop an amygdala hijack right in its tracks. It gives you a critical pause, a small space. And in that space, you can choose how to respond. You can shift from an emotional reaction to a logical, calm response. Practice this when you are not stressed. This is very important. Build the habit. Do it when you are waiting in line at the store. Do it when you are stopped in traffic. Do it while you are listening to this podcast. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feels good, right? When you practice, it becomes an automatic habit. So when a real conflict happens, your body will know what to do. This breathing pattern will be your default response. Your breath is your anchor. It holds you steady in the middle of a storm. The winds of emotion can blow hard, but your anchor keeps you in place. You are grounded. You are stable. While your opponent is being thrown around by their own chaotic feelings and physiology, you remain in complete control. Now for the final pillar, the 4th pillar. This is what gives your calm its direction. It is what makes your calm dangerous and effective. It is purposeful action. It means having a clear, unwavering goal. Calm without a purpose is just being passive. It is just doing nothing. But calm that is connected to a specific goal, that becomes a powerful tool, like a laser beam, focused and precise. Musashi was not fighting because he was angry. He was not fighting to prove how strong he was. His purpose was very clear. His purpose was to execute his strategy perfectly and to win. That's it. All of his actions served that one purpose. In any conflict, our emotions can make us forget our real goal. We can get distracted so easily. For example, maybe you start a discussion with your partner. Your goal is to solve a problem about chores. A simple, practical goal. But then your partner says something that hurts your feelings, and suddenly your goal changes. Now you don't care about the chores anymore. Your new goal is to win the argument, or to hurt them back, or just to prove that you are right. This is a strategic failure. You have lost sight of your real objective. You are now just reacting to bait. You are caught in an emotional trap. And now, nobody wins. The calm person avoids this trap. How? By defining their purpose before the conflict even starts. Before you walk into that difficult meeting. Before you make that difficult phone call. Ask yourself one simple question. What is the one thing I truly want to accomplish here? Boil it down to one simple, clear sentence. Make it your mission statement for that conversation. For example, my purpose is to get the money our team needs for this project. Or, my purpose is to find a solution that makes everyone in the family feel respected. Or, my purpose is to communicate my boundary clearly, but also kindly. This sentence is your compass. It is your North Star. When the emotional storm starts, when you feel yourself getting pulled off course by anger or pride or frustration, you come back to your compass. You remember your sentence. It recenters you. It reminds you what the real fight is about. And then you can ask yourself, will firing back with this sarcastic comment help me get the money for my team? No, so I will not say it. Will getting the last word in this argument help my family feel respected? No. So I will let it go. This allows you to filter your actions. You can make smart choices. Any action that serves your purpose is a good action. Any action that distracts from your purpose is a waste of energy. It is a bad move. This is what makes the calm person so effective, so dangerous. They are not fighting 10 different little emotional battles. They are not distracted by their ego. They are not worried about looking good. They are moving with a single focus toward one clear goal. Their energy is not scattered. It is channeled. It is focused. While the loud reactive person is getting stuck in small petty fights about who is right, the calm, purposeful person is already moving past them. They are taking the objective. They are achieving their goal. They win because they are playing a different game. They are playing a longer game. They are not just trying to win the moment. They are trying to win. These 4 pillars are an amazing system for life. Let's review them one more time. First, emotional distance, creating space to see your feelings. Second, anticipatory awareness, thinking ahead and making a map. Third, strategic breathing, using your breath as an anchor to stay calm. And fourth, purposeful action, having a clear compass to guide you. These are not just 4 separate tricks. They work together. They are an interconnected system. They build on each other. And together, they create a fortress of inner calm, a place of strength inside you. Emotional distance gives you the space to think. Anticipatory awareness gives you the map to see the path. Strategic breathing keeps you stable when the storm hits. And purposeful action gives you the compass to guide you to your destination. Learning this is a journey. This is an important thing to remember. It is not an overnight fix. It was the work of a lifetime for a great master like Musashi, and it is for us too. So it is important to be patient, to be kind to yourself. This is a core part of podcast English, to be kind in your learning. But every long journey begins with a single step. It begins today. It begins with choosing one small thing to practice. So I will ask you, which of these 4 pillars do you feel you need the most right now in your life? Which one speaks to your heart? Is it creating that distance from your emotions? Learning to observe them instead of being them? Is it preparing better for difficult conversations? Thinking ahead so you are not surprised? Is it using your breath to stay grounded and calm? Making that your anchor? Or is it defining your purpose before you act? Having a clear compass? Just pick one. You don't have to master them all at once. Just pick one to focus on this week. If you feel comfortable, you can share your starting point in the comments below. Sometimes just saying our intention out loud is the first step to mastery. It makes it real. And if you want to learn more about the psychology of power and strength and how to improve your life, please make sure to subscribe or follow our podcast. We talk about many things that can help you on your journey, and it is also a great place for your English learning. The idea of loud power is a myth. It looks strong, but it is weak. Aggression is a limited resource. It runs out. Anger is exhausting. It burns up all your energy. The person who depends on angry outbursts is running a short race, a sprint. But life is not a sprint. It is a marathon. The calm person is paced for the marathon. True power, the kind of power that lasts, the kind of power that truly wins, is not found in the loud noise of a reaction. It is found in the focused silence of a considered response. The calmest person in the room is the most dangerous, because they are the only one in the room who is truly free. They are free from their own impulses. They are free from the control of their own emotions. They are free from being easily manipulated by other people. They are free to see reality with amazing clarity. And they are free to act with precision and power. They do not enter a conflict to become another piece of the chaos. They enter a conflict to direct the outcome, to shape the result. While everyone else is being pushed and pulled by the emotional currents, they are the one who is calm and steady, shaping the course of the river. This is not a call to be a robot. It is not about having no emotions. Emotions are beautiful. They are a vital, important part of being human. This is a call to become the master of your emotions, instead of being their slave. It is a path that many wise people have walked before us. Stoic philosophers, great leaders, and undefeated warriors like Miyamoto Musashi. It is the understanding that true strength isn't about how loudly you can shout. It is about how still and unshakable you can stand in the center of the storm. The real victory is not always about winning the argument. Sometimes the real victory is walking away with your peace, with your dignity, and with your power still inside you, safe and whole. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it gave you something to think about. And I hope it was good practice for your English. Remember, this is a great way to improve your English for beginners. Just listening, it helps you understand the rhythm of the language. Thank you for spending this time with me. It was wonderful to be with you. I hope you have a calm and beautiful day. Remember to be kind to yourself and keep practicing slowly, gently. You are doing a great job. Goodbye for now, and I hope to see you again soon for our next episode. Bye-bye.